Most people think they need $1 million invested before they can call themselves successful. And that's exactly why most people never start. And probably also you. But here's what the financial industry doesn't want you to know. If you have just $10,000 invested right now, you're already doing better than 90% of people your age. And I'm about to show you exactly why that matters more than you think. Look, I get it. You open Instagram and everyone's flexing their portfolios. Someone just hit 6 figures in their index funds. Another person retired at 35. And you're sitting there with maybe a few thousand in your brokerage account, wondering if you're even playing the same game. But that comparison is killing your progress. Because while you're busy feeling behind, you're missing the actual numbers that prove you're ahead. Let me break this down with real data. According to the Federal Reserve's latest survey of consumer finances, the median retirement account balance for Americans under 35 is $18,880. Not the average. The median, that means half of all people in that age group have less than that. And here's the kicker. 45% of Americans have $0 saved for retirement. Zero. So if you have anything invested, you're literally ahead of almost half the country right away. But it gets better. Let's talk about what $10,000 actually means in the context of wealth building. Most people see that number and think it's nothing. In a world where houses cost $500,000 and college debt sits at 6 figures, 10 grand feels like pocket change. But that thinking completely misses how compound growth actually works. And this is where people lose the game before they even understand the rules. Here's a scenario. You're 25 years old. You invest $10,000 today and never add another dollar. Just let it sit in a basic S&P 500 index fund. The historical average return is about 10% annually. Some years it's higher, some lower, but over decades it averages out. By the time you're 65, that single $10,000 investment becomes $452,000 from one deposit, no additional contributions. That's the power of 40 years of compound growth that most people completely underestimate. Now compare that to someone who waits. They spend their 20s saying they'll start investing later when they have more money. They wait until they're 35 to invest that same $10,000. Same fund, same returns. By 65, they have $176,000. They lost $276,000 by waiting 10 years. Not because they invested less money, they invested the exact same amount. They just lost a decade of compounding. Time is the variable nobody can buy back. But let's go deeper because this isn't just about retirement accounts. The psychology of having money invested changes how you see the world. Once you have skin in the game, you start paying attention differently. You notice when the market drops. You read about interest rates. You understand what inflation actually means, beyond just prices going up. You become financially literate, not because you took a course, but because your money is on the line, and that education is worth more than the dollars themselves. The Pew Research Center found that only 52% of American families own any stock at all. That includes direct stock ownership and retirement accounts combined. So if you own even one share of anything, you're in the top half. If you have $10,000 invested, you're in the top third. Most people don't realize how rare it actually is to have capital deployed in the market. They think everyone's doing it because that's what social media shows. But social media is a highlight reel of the 10% who are winning, not a documentary of the 90% who haven't started. Here's another data point that nobody talks about. The average American has $62,410 in total savings according to recent studies. But that average is skewed by the ultra-wealthy. The median is $5,300. That's what the typical person has saved across all accounts. Checking, savings, everything. So if you have $10,000 just in investments, not counting your emergency fund or checking account, you're already double the median American's total savings. You're not behind. You're ahead. You just don't realize it because you're comparing yourself to people on the internet instead of actual statistical reality. Now let's talk about what being ahead actually means for your future. It's not about bragging rights, it's about options. When you have money invested, you have leverage. Not in the financial derivative sense, but in the life design sense. You can take calculated risks because you have a cushion. You can say no to jobs that drain you because you're building passive income streams. You can weather emergencies without going into debt because your investments can be liquidated if absolutely necessary, even though that's not the goal. Think about it like this. Two people lose their jobs. Let's call them Alex and Veronica. Alex has nothing invested. They immediately panic. They take the first job offer, even if it pays less because they need income now. Veronica has $10,000 invested. They're not comfortable, but they have a buffer. They can be selective. They can negotiate. They can even take a month to find the right opportunity instead of the desperate one. Same job loss, completely different outcomes, all because one person had capital and the other didn't. And here's what really separates people. The difference between $0 and $10,000 invested is massive. It's the difference between being a spectator and a participant in wealth building. But the difference between $10,000 and $100,000 is just time and consistency. It's not a different strategy. It's not a secret method. It's literally just continuing to do what you're already doing, adding money regularly and not touching it. That's it. But most people never get past zero, so they never experience the momentum that comes after. But they can do it if they open their YouTube channel, since YouTube is the golden opportunity of this decade, and I can help you in my community in the link below. Let me show you what I mean with realistic numbers. Say you have that $10,000 invested and you add just $200 per month. That's $50 per week, less than eating out twice. In 30 years at 10% average returns, you'd have over $530,000. You personally contributed $82,000 over those 3 decades. The other $448,000 came from the compound growth. Your money made more money than you did. That's when you realize investing isn't about getting rich quick. It's about getting rich inevitably. But here's the part that frustrates me. The financial education system has completely failed people. Schools don't teach this. Parents often don't know it themselves. So people graduate college, get jobs, and genuinely believe that saving money in a regular savings account is the smart move. They see their balance grow from $5,000 to $10,000 and feel accomplished. Meanwhile, inflation is eating 3% per year and they're earning 0.5% interest. They're actively losing purchasing power while thinking they're being responsible. It's tragic because the intention is right, but the execution is wrong. The data backs this up. A study by Bankrate found that 51% of Americans have less than 3 months of expenses saved. But even among those who do save, most keep it in low-interest savings accounts. They're terrified of the stock market because of 2008, or because they don't understand it, or because someone told them it's gambling. So they play it safe and guarantee they'll never build wealth. Because safety and cash is actually risk over time. The risk that your money becomes worthless as everything gets more expensive around you. Now I want to address something important. Having $10,000 invested doesn't mean you're done. It means you've started. And starting is the hardest part. The difference between people who build wealth and people who don't isn't intelligence. It's not luck, it's not inheritance, although that helps. It's simply whether they started investing early and kept going. That's it. The strategy is boring. Buy index funds. Add money consistently. Don't panic sell. Wait decades. That's the whole game. But people don't want boring. They want exciting. They want to day trade. They want to find the next big stock. They want crypto to 100 times. And some of them win. Most of them lose. Because they're playing a different game than wealth building. They're playing speculation. And speculation is fine if you know that's what you're doing, and you're using money you can afford to lose. But if your goal is financial security, speculation is the opposite of the strategy that works. Here's what the wealthy actually do. They invest in boring assets, index funds, real estate, bonds, things that go up slowly and consistently over long periods. They don't bet their future on meme stocks. They don't chase trends. They understand that wealth is built through compound growth, not lottery tickets. And the sooner you accept that boring wins, the sooner you can focus on what actually matters, which is time in the market and contribution consistency. Let's look at another angle. Say you're 30 years old with $10,000 invested. You might feel behind because you're not at 6 figures yet. But let's run the numbers. If you contribute $500 per month, which is aggressive but doable for many people, at 10% returns you'll hit $100,000 in about 8 years. You'll be 38. From there, that same contribution rate gets you to $250,000 by 45, $500,000 by 52, $1 million by 58, And that's with zero raises, zero bonuses, zero windfalls, just consistent $500 monthly contributions. Now imagine you get even one raise during that time, or one bonus, or you cut one expense and redirect it to investing. The timeline compresses. Suddenly you're hitting milestones faster than projected. But none of that happens if you don't have the initial $10,000 working for you right now. That's the foundation everything else builds on. And here's the psychological shift that happens when you are invested. You stop thinking short term. When you have money in the market, you can't check out. You're in. You watch the news differently. When the market drops 10%, instead of panicking, you see it as a sale. You understand that downturns are when wealth transfers from the impatient to the patient. You start thinking in decades, not days. And that mindset shift is what separates the people who build wealth from the people who just talk about it. I want to give you some perspective on global wealth too. According to the Credit Suisse Global Wealth Report, if you have $10,000 in net worth, you're wealthier than about 70% of the world's population. Think about that. Just having $10,000 puts you in the top 30% globally. In the United States, that number shifts because cost of living is higher, but even here, having $10,000 invested specifically, not just saved, puts you ahead of the majority. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck. The statistics are brutal. 63% of Americans can't cover a $500 emergency without going into debt. They have no investments, no retirement accounts, no safety net. So when you have $10,000 invested, you're not just ahead financially. You're ahead in security, in options, in future potential. You've built a foundation that most people never do. But let's talk about the other side. What if you don't have $10,000 yet? What if you're starting from zero? That's fine. The principles don't change. The goal is to get your first dollar invested, then your first 100, then your first 1,000. Each milestone builds momentum, and the earlier you start, even with small amounts, the more time does the heavy lifting for you. And you can also start with bigger amounts if you've opened your YouTube channel, with my help in the link below. Here's a realistic path. Say you can only invest $50 per month. That's $600 per year. In 10 years at 10% returns, that's $10,935. You just hit the $10,000 mark from scratch with less than the cost of a daily coffee. And from there, the compounding accelerates because now you have a base. The next $10,000 comes faster, then the next. Wealth builds like a snowball. Slow at first, then it picks up speed. The mistake people make is thinking they need a lot of money to start. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait until they pay off debt. They wait until they get a raise. They wait until they feel ready. But the perfect moment never comes. You start with what you have, even if it's small, because time is the resource you can't get back. Every month you delay is a month of compound growth you've lost forever. And let's address the fear factor. A lot of people are scared to invest because they don't want to lose money. That's valid. Market crashes happen. But here's the data. The S&P 500 has never had a negative 20-year period. Never. Even if you invested at the worst possible time right before every major crash in history, if you held for 20 years, you made money. The fear of short-term volatility keeps people from long-term wealth. And that's exactly why most people stay broke. The ones who build wealth are the ones who can stomach the drops. They understand that a 30% market crash isn't a disaster. It's an opportunity. Because if you keep investing during the crash, you're buying assets at a discount. And when the market recovers, which it always has historically, those discounted shares become your biggest winners. But you can't take advantage of that if you're not invested in the first place. So where does this leave you? If you have $10,000 or more invested, recognize that you're ahead of most people, not because you're special, but because you did what most people won't do. You delayed gratification. You put money into assets instead of liabilities. You started building a future instead of just funding a lifestyle. That discipline is rare, and it's the foundation of wealth. If you don't have $10,000 yet, your goal is clear. Get there, cut expenses, increase income. Invest every dollar you can, make it a game, track your progress, celebrate the milestones. Because once you hit that first $10,000, you'll realize it wasn't as impossible as it seemed. And then you'll aim for $25,000, then $50,000, and the momentum will carry you further than you thought possible. The truth is, most people will never have significant money invested. They'll work their whole lives, retire broke and wonder what happened. But it doesn't have to be you. The difference between financial security and financial struggle isn't complicated. It's not secret knowledge. It's simple actions repeated, consistently over time. Invest early. Invest often. Don't touch it. Let compound growth do what it does. That's the whole strategy. And remember, being ahead isn't about comparing yourself to the richest people. It's about being better than you were yesterday. If you invested this month, you're ahead of last month. If you have more invested this year than last year, you're winning. Progress is personal. But the data shows that if you're investing at all, you're already ahead of the majority. Don't let social media make you forget that. Subscribe if this changed how you see your investments. Oh, anyway, I opened a new completely free community where I explain how to create and scale your YouTube channel. After an experience with over 10 successful channels, there I will give you all my strategies and tips to monetize and scale your faceless YouTube channel, and I will help you step by step. Since YouTube is the golden opportunity of 2026 if done well, I'm waiting for you. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for educational purposes only, and any results depend on your own decisions and actions.